The Pixel Watch 4 might just be the first Google smartwatch that actually feels complete. After years of good but not great attempts, this one finally nails it. From its display to its battery life to the way it just feels on your wrist. It's easily Google's best smartwatch yet, and that's not an exaggeration. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. So, what exactly did Google get right this time? Let's start with something you wouldn't expect to make a big difference: the screen. The Pixel Watch 4 has this beautiful domed display, and it's surprisingly one of the best things about it. It sounds like a small detail, but it completely changes how the watch feels to use. Swiping through menus and notifications just feels smoother and more natural. It's like your finger glides over the interface instead of dragging across it. Funny enough, the author of the article mentions that he hates curved screens on phones. But here, on the Pixel Watch, it makes total sense. And that screen isn't just pretty, it's powerful too. It can hit up to 3,000 nits of brightness, which is incredibly bright for a smartwatch. That means even under harsh sunlight, you can clearly see everything on your display without squinting or shading your wrist like it's 2015 again. For anyone who spends time outdoors or commutes a lot, that's a game changer. But of course, no smartwatch is perfect without solid battery life. This is where things get interesting. The OnePlus Watch 3 has been the battery king for a while. It can go for days on a single charge. The Pixel Watch 4 doesn't quite beat that, but it comes surprisingly close in real-world use. During the first few days, battery life might seem average, around a day and a few hours, which matches the advertised 30 to 40 hours depending on whether you're using the always-on display. But as you settle into normal daily use, fewer swipes, fewer experiments, just notifications, payments, and sleep tracking, the battery starts to stretch further. It's not a multi-day watch yet, but it's finally at a point where you don't feel like you have to babysit the charger every night. And speaking of charging, Google redesigned the Puck this year, turning it into something that looks and works like a mini desk dock. It's such a small touch, but it makes daily charging feel less like a chore and more like part of your setup. One reason the battery feels more efficient is the new dual-chip design, an idea clearly inspired by OnePlus. Basically, one chip handles the heavier tasks, while the other manages low-power functions. It keeps things running smoothly without draining energy unnecessarily. This approach has made a noticeable difference, and it's one of the smartest design choices Google's made in years. Now, let's talk about software, because this is where the Pixel Watch 4 really shines. It runs Wear OS 6, and Google's new Material 3 expressive design language looks fantastic here. The interface feels cleaner, brighter, and more consistent than ever. The animations are fluid, and everything just feels cohesive, which is something Wear OS has struggled with for years. Even small things, like the new widgets and color combinations, feel thoughtfully designed. The author even said Wear OS looks better on the watch than it does on the latest Pixel phones. And that actually makes sense. On a small screen, simplicity is key, and the Pixel Watch nails that balance between being functional and fun to look at. So what's the verdict after a week of living with it? The reviewer admits he's still attached to his OnePlus Watch 3, mostly because of the insane battery life. But he also said something important. If he weren't using that one, the Pixel Watch 4 would be his top choice over any other Wear OS smartwatch. That's huge praise considering how many times Google's watches have fallen short in the past. This year feels different. The Pixel Watch 4 doesn't feel like a prototype or an experiment. It feels like a finished product that actually delivers on what a smartwatch should do. It looks good, feels great, runs smoothly, and finally holds its own in the battery department. It's also a clear sign that Google is finally learning how to make hardware and software work seamlessly together. The company's smartwatch division seems to have found its rhythm, and if this is where they're at now, the next few generations could genuinely challenge the best in the business. What's most impressive isn't any one feature, it's how cohesive the whole experience feels. You can tell Google didn't just try to pack in specs for the sake of it. They focused on refining the everyday experience: smoother gestures, brighter visibility, better endurance, and smarter software. The result is a smartwatch that finally feels like it belongs in the same conversation as the Apple Watch, not just as a cheaper alternative, but as a real competitor. So yeah, the Pixel Watch 4 isn't perfect, but it's the first Pixel Watch that doesn't need an asterisk next to its name. It's not good for a Wear OS watch, it's just good, period. And that might be the most impressive thing Google has done with wearables yet. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.